Alright, I'm back. Andy's guitar chart videos. We're moving along this morning. Um, the good thing about these charts is if you're watching them, you can do a screen save and save them like that, or just pause the video and work on it. You have pretty much, the charts to use for free. Um, I haven't decided to charge any money. I realized, wow, if I was to print this up and sell it and all that, the printing costs just wholesale. They call it wholesale, where I wouldn't make a cent for my time or whatever, which is dwindling. Not because of my age, but because of taking care of my parents and our little farm here and stuff like that. And but it's like $10 a page. Now this is actually in actual size, it's bigger, so I have to shrink it down. That's for sure. It's $10 with it before I would even make a dollar. So I'm not worried about it. I'm doing it for free because I want to teach guitar and I want to learn guitar as I teach. People never tell you that. Those who teach learn. All right, you gotta give it away to keep it, kind of thing. So here we have two fretboards, um, and there's no color coding here, but there's a little sign here that says tuning warp, a little sign here that says normal tuning on the first four strings there, and everything's here. And I also have, it's a little hard to see. I don't know if I could improve this. If I go ahead and increase the color factor on this, I can increase this so maybe you can see a little easier like that. You see these bars here? They were a little dark. Alright. It's cool, they look like real frets. Okay. Um, but they're fret nuts. So it would be as if the guitar started there and the E string was the sixth of something. This would be a fret nut, as if the guitar started there and the seven and the E was the seventh of something. Okay? And you draw the fret nut here. Alright, let's do a random one over here. What would the E be the fifth of if this was the fret nut? You know, the fret nut, the end of the strings. If this was the fret nut, this is the lowest string down here. Okay, but it's still the same up there. That would be your E. What would that E be the fifth of? The E would be the fifth of. Okay, we're still in transpose here. The E would be the fifth of A, right? So that's how, it can be in any key. If I call it the key of C, now you see caged here, and you keep thinking, well, this first guy here, this one right here, this has to be. We'll put a little square around it. We'll talk about this one right here, okay? And this C. It has to be, you'd say, this is a C, is it not? How can you say that would be in a different key? Because what I told you, this could be anywhere on the keyboard, on the fretboard. Okay, so it could be over here. Alright, so let's see if I can do this. Take this over here, cut it out. Alright, we can put it over here. It could be anywhere. Like something like that. Although that's not a very good example. I'm sorry. Let's put it back. It could be anywhere on the fretboard. You can call this the 3 over here, but I don't mean octave. I mean it could be anywhere. So we could call this note 3. If this was the keyboard, we call this note 3. So we look for the C. Here's C. That would be the R. Let's say, suppose I want to call that 3. What key would that be in then? That would be in the key of A flat. Okay? It would be a 3 minor then. Want to get into a little music there, right? I'm telling you, music is the problem. We don't want to do that until we understand what's going on here. So the reason why I call it C is because it's shaped like the original C. The original C, let me sit on my vest because it gives me a little more height. The original C is down here. Alright, from Cage, right? C, and then your original A. Now at home, this would be coming out different, right? It would be coming out like A flat, the A would be the F. Alright, the G would be the E flat. I know these by heart because I used to play this all the time. The E would be the C, and the D would be B flat. I know it already. I still have the keyboard transposed. Now every time I put the keyboard back on something else, then it messes me up again, right? Then it messes me up again. So we have to be careful referring to the keyboard because I keep forgetting if it's in transpose or where's it transposed to, or is it not in transpose? Okay, so the D would be B flat. And I played that way, and I played that way for 10 years. I had the B flat as the D, you know. So if you can do that, you can just think what you want to think this is. If you told me this was a G, I could play it as if it was a G in my head. So I know G is going to go to C, okay, then maybe to G7, then to A minor or something like that, you know, so it go. You know, so what would I do if I was in the key of G? You know, obviously I'd have to take it to a D, that kind of stuff. That you can play around with in your head. If you're looking for a place look for a place to go, right? Not literally. I mean, you're looking for some way to play. You're sitting here on a C or whatever it is. You can just ask yourself, what if this was an F? Oh, well, I love to go to B flat from the F. You know, and then, well, from B flat, it's always fun to go to A flat. Okay, but then you have to know the relative relationships of the chords, right? So, say from an A flat, I want to go down to a F minor, right? Where's that going to live? Well, I don't know right now offhand. I should know that, but I don't know it offhand. Here's a C-shaped F. Okay, where we have the I just have to switch the third there. So it's a little complicated when you want to